Direct instruction is the use of straightforward, explicit teaching techniques, usually to teach a specific skill. It is a teacher-directed method, meaning that the teacher stands in front of a classroom and presents the information. It might be a lesson in which the teacher very clearly outlines the order of all the planets in the solar system. Or it might be a simple explanation and some examples of the double FFLLSSZZ spelling rule. You might be thinking, isn't that how everything is taught in classrooms? Yes, this used to be true. But then we found that not all students benefit from listening to a teacher talk all day, and that not all lessons are best taught through direct instruction. Teachers now match the type of instruction to the task, teaching directly when it suits the skill being taught. For example, the order of the planets is something best learned directly, while teaching what materials are magnetic is better learned and much more engaging through experimentation. To understand the movement away from direct instruction, you have to learn about constructivism. Constructivism comes from the progressive education movement of the late 19th and early 20th century, where education reformers like John Dewey and Maria Montessori sought to make learners more active participants in their own education. Progressive education reformers saw direct instruction as largely ineffective and passive, through which learners are spoon-fed information instead of discovering for themselves. A major feature of constructivism is that it is student-driven rather than teacher-driven. Students take part in hands-on collaborative and/or project-based learning, i.e., instead of being told explicitly that magnets attract metals that contain iron, students are given magnets and asked to find which materials they stick to in the classroom. In science education, this is often called inquiry-based learning. This is an important part of many contemporary science curricula, in which students explore science concepts for themselves through carefully set up experiments. So, for several decades, we had two models of instruction: constructivist and direct instruction, and students usually had all of one or the other. This meant that the constructivist students were sometimes unclear about what exactly they were supposed to get from the activity about magnets, and the kids receiving direct instruction listened to a whole lot of classroom lectures. Teachers now know it is most effective to match the type of instruction to the task. This means there are times when direct instruction is the most appropriate, and times when another form of instruction, like class discussions or hands-on activities, are better suited to what is being taught. Direct instruction is best suited for teaching small chunks of information. This might be a spelling rule such as the TCH or CH as an ending sound, a short math concept like the order of operations, or a literary term like a simile or a metaphor. Notice how these concepts are not only small but also very clear and straightforward. Certain subjects or content areas like phonetics, spelling, and math are often best suited to direct instruction. Often, different teaching methods are used together to augment one another, including direct instruction. After an inquiry-based science activity, like our example with magnets, a teacher could then directly teach that magnets are attracted to metals that contain iron and types of iron like stainless steel. The combination of teaching methods would engage students and have them work to make their own meaning from their experimentation with magnets. Constructivist. But they would also receive a clear explanation of the concept being taught for reinforcement. Direct instruction. There will be times when introducing a concept through experimentation or a hands-on activity does not always lead to a light bulb moment for students. If assessments show that most of the class needs a review of a concept that may not have been as clearly explained as the teacher thought, direct instruction is a great strategy for a follow-up lesson. Additionally, some students need repeated, systematic direct instruction across subjects in order to grasp a concept, particularly students with dyslexia and those who struggle with working memory. Let's review. Direct instruction is the use of straightforward, explicit teaching techniques, usually to teach a specific skill. It is a teacher-directed method, meaning that the teacher stands in front of a classroom and presents the information. It is most effective when used in combination with more hands-on methods of instruction, allowing the teacher to choose the most appropriate style for the topic or skill.